This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop.
This is a sham.
Welcome to DBL. It's Thursday, October 28th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Tori and Al.
Hey.
Good.
Hi.
Tomorrow we're going to do a little Halloween celebration.
Yeah,
Want to
man.
tease that a little bit?
I can't believe the weekend's here already. Get to dress up a little bit for Halloween, which every adult secretly really likes. So I'm here for it.
I like it. And Tori's very excited about Halloween.
Mine's a little tight, but I'm excited. I'm not nervous.
Your outfit's a little tight?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Well, preview.
Can't wait. All right. We have an update to the story we've been following about the deadly shooting on Alec Baldwin's movie Rust. So the assistant director who is responsible for overall safety on set admitted he didn't properly check the revolver that Alec Baldwin fired, killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins. According to an affidavit, the AD, David Halls, said he only remembers seeing 3 rounds and doesn't recall if the armorer spun the drum to see the others. 3 people handled a gun prior to the deadly shooting: the armorer, the assistant director, and Alec Baldwin himself. The Santa Fe County Sheriff spoke with Today Show's Savannah Guthrie about the ongoing investigation. Let's take a look.
Nobody's been cleared as of yet. Again, there's 3 people that handled the firearm prior to the death of Miss Hutchins. So those people will be interviewed, are the focus of the investigation.
The armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, told your investigators, quote, "No live ammo is ever kept on set." Is that an accurate and truthful statement?
No, obviously it isn't. That was a live round that struck and killed Miss Hutchins, so that is not an accurate statement as far as I'm concerned.
So do you think there'll be a precedent set, unfortunately, after this happened? Someone had to lose their life?
Yes.
Why are live rounds on set, period? I think a precedent will start moving forward that there will be no live rounds allowed on set ever again.
Yeah, I have to be honest. They found 500 rounds of ammunition, some live, some blank. That's despicable to be on a safe set. That's just that's an accident waiting to happen. That's what this is. This is all negligent, and it didn't have to happen. You can see in that photo of Alec Baldwin, he's outside of a restaurant, and I don't know if he's talking to his lawyer or his wife or brother, but the pain of that hunched look of just disbelief that he's killed someone and someone handed it to him is just overwhelming. And I feel bad for the whole situation, but I have to say, I do see criminal proceedings happening. This is too negligent to just go civil. This has to give prison time, in my mind, because too many things stacked up. If this was purely an accident, Al, on a very safe set, I get it. But when you're in the law, everything adds up. And when you have that much negligence, you're in a different level. And I think criminal proceedings will take place.
I mean, I feel you, but I mean, who's going to get the criminal proceedings?
The assistant director.
I guess because, just looking at that picture of that young woman that was that picture alone is enough for me to not hire you. It looked unprofessional. It looked like for somebody that's going to be dealing with firearms, you shouldn't be at you shouldn't look like you're on the cover of Red Dead Redemption. She looks ridiculous, and that does not look like somebody that is professional. If you were going to hire me to do a comedy show, and my picture that I sent was me with a microphone wrapped around my neck, and I was like fake choking myself, you'd be like, well, we're not picking him. Because the picture looks ridiculous. Her picture looks ridiculous. Her behavior was ridiculous, and she was too young to be there. Somebody's got to pay the price for whoever hired her because somebody's dead.
I think you're right. I think we will see some criminal charges. I don't know if they'll stick, but I think we'll definitely see some.
Yeah.
All right, guys, moving on. Jada Pickett Smith is getting real about her sex life with Will.
Yes.
Ooh, so on a recent episode of Red Table Talk, Jada sat down with Tori's favorite, Gwyneth Paltrow, and confessed that after 26 years of marriage, she still struggles to let Will know exactly what she wants in bed. Let's take a look.
You expect your partner to know, especially when it comes to sex.
Right.
It's like, well, if you love me, you should know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you love me,
you should be able to read
you
my
should
mind.
read my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a huge pitfall.
That's a huge pitfall.
Yeah, it is. I hate that.
You know?
All right, Al, you like sex.
Wow.
What an intro.
You gotta follow that.
What
What do
an
we think
intro.
about this?
It does show you that somebody that I would say that Will and Jada are at the forefront of talking about their sex life for everybody. That's kind of the basis of the show. They talk about uncomfortable things. So it should give all of us some solace to be like, even Jada struggles. Because unfortunately, our society we kind of decided we're more okay with violence than sex. Other countries are the other way around, but with us, you can show the Terminator at 4 in the afternoon, but like when you start saying,
Can't show a boob.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Or say it.
yes, or say it. So I think it should make people feel better to understand that it is awkward. But if you have a partner, this is what you guys are together for. Say what you want, and it's hard, but I don't know, I'm going to get to it. Have you had conversations like this? Because I have.
Yeah, and
Al talks about this. That's why I went to
Brett,
you.
I do, yeah.
Does Jada hold any responsibility for not explaining after 26 years exactly what she wants?
Absolutely.
All right, that's what I kind of wanted to get to.
Because I learned and I'm very sex positive, and I'm also learning how to be communicative, but it isn't just it's not just sex that you need to deal with. It's communicating, and it's verbal, and it's all about being truthful. But if it's uncomfortable for you, which it was for me, and I'm someone who's a stand-up comic kind of body, and it's kind of weird, right? So do something uncomfortable in a very casual setting. Like have some coffee and talk about it, maybe a glass of wine if you're both into it, and go back and forth, one-on-one. This makes me so happy when you do blank.
Right.
And then it goes to the next person. And again, as Jaya said when we spoke to one of the sexperts from Goop, it's not a conversation, it's a back and forth, and you're just trusting. That is so integral for Jada to have done. It's half the responsibility. Sex should really be spoken about and let you know this really gets to me, this doesn't. That's when you have great sex, really. You have to talk. You can't mind read. People think it's just like the movies. It's not. You gotta explain.
I think people are worried about being judged, though.
Yeah,
because if you say,
that's why you do
I
it in
really
a
like
casual
this,
setting.
your worst fear is your partner going, you're into that.
Right.
Because once you said it and made yourself that vulnerable, even if your partner of 26, 46 years, 16 years, whatever, once you've made yourself that vulnerable and they kind of poo-poo that, it's really hard to ever get back there again. So
the trust has
I
to be there.
understand. Yeah, it's hard.
And we have that sex pert coming up.
Excellent.
Do you think a good time to talk about it is Halloween when everyone's in costume and you can kind of play a different role?
Let's be honest. It's for exhibitionists.
Yeah.
All right, stop it.
So, is it a good time to bring up something sexual?
Absolutely.
Anytime.
You're probably dressed how you want to be dressed. Like,
right,
yes.
Sexy nurse, like maybe that's something you want to explore. And I think anything that gives you an edge to talk about it or brings it up like a conversation piece is beautiful. Use everything you can. It's not easy.
How about if I was Bigfoot and I'm like, we gotta talk?
Okay.
Hey, listen, they're websites. You're not that, guarantee you.
There's
You'd be very disappointed.
All right.
We gotta talk.
DBL, our interview with one of Gwyneth Paltrow's sexperts, like we just said, we asked all the questions you're too afraid of, even in a Bigfoot costume. And Megan Thee Stallion reaches a huge milestone, and a power couple shares a steamy photo. Erica tells us what else she's got her eye on. That's coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
Movies on your 6 Limo. They need customized car.
You seem to be like way into this right now.
I just think there's a site called OMGYes, which I'm going to get on, which shows you different techniques to be with your partner, and they actually advertise during some podcasts I listen to. And I was just thinking it's so interesting that people will look at a YouTube video to figure out how to do their dishwasher.
They won't read up on sex.
How to please their partner.
pleasure
better.
their
I think you hit it on the head when you're like, it's embarrassed.
It's embarrassing.
You know what I mean? If you say something crazy,
But that's why I
and
say
it might not be even that crazy, but it might be crazy to you.
totally. And you've held
share.
that secret for a long
Right.
time. But that's why I always say do it in the very casual setting. Don't do it like in bed when you're about to do it. Do it when you're out and be like, this actually gets me. It just helps. It just helps.
But what if it is kind of like
No? Okay, cool, thank
traditionally embarrassing? Like if it's very not mainstream, not like, oh, I like this, but just something like I need this specific outfit,
At that point, I think you have to lean on the trust that you have. And it's like a trust fall. I just have to trust that my partner will not only accept that, they might not be into it, but they certainly won't put me down for it. I think you just have to know that you have an open conversation that's going on, and then you can turn that conversation off, but let it be free and fun and dangerous. And I just learned that speaking about it, which is why I'm so glad Jada is doing that, I just feel like sex is super different from women than men. And we know a lot about what turns men on in terms of porn and other things, and it's always very sort of male-centric. I'm really enjoying seeing women discuss what turns them on more and how complicated it is, because we don't hear that narrative a lot.
So I'm just really, really positive and trying to boost that because women also enjoy sex. Okay?
There we go.
Sit down.
Some fans of HBO's Insecure are upset, and it's not just because the show is coming to an end. Gabrielle Union shared a pic with her man that has my social media feed on fire, and Megan Thee Stallion is one to watch in this week's What Erica's Watching. Well, the final season of Insecure premiered Sunday night, and I know I watched it. I'm sure some of you did too, like a lot of y'all, leaving some members of the first black sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha, upset. You see, Amanda Seales plays Tiffany, a character who belongs to the sorority, but some sorors felt like a line had been crossed when she was seen wearing a trademarked sorority sweater with the AKA's Greek letters on it. I know. Now, for those who don't know, it's a big no-no to wear Greek paraphernalia if you did not pledge. Now, Amanda had to set the record straight for those who felt disrespected. Here's what she had to say.
I'm an actress, and I'm playing a character on a TV show. And I think reality TV done really got folks up because, you know, it's like, it's all the same, but it's I'm just playing a character.
Listen, I didn't pledge personally, so I'm going to tread lightly out of respect. But Insecure is a show by a black woman featuring black female characters, and now a black sorority. This seems like a major win for the culture, but I'm not going to tell an AKA how to AKA. You know what I'm saying? Next, Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade are, of course, one of my very favorite couples of all times. Check out this pic of the hot Hollywood couple. They are topless and twinning. Now, if you're married, successful, have an amazing family, and still posting thirst trap pictures, then this is how you do it. I personally haven't really done it, but I would like to know how, and now they're paving the way, so we appreciate you, D. Wade and Gabby. And finally, shout out to my girl, Megan Thee Stallion. She announced that she will be graduating from Texas Southern University this year. Now, the female rapper has continued on with her education, her undergrad studies, while her career has continued to blow up, to say the least. Just look at her blinged out graduation cap. Now, this is what I like to call true hot girl scholarly style. Well, I'll keep sharing more to watch, and so can you. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. And stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Your insurance marketplace, Health Markets.
You're right, Bunker. The Medicare enrollment.
Have you seen Squid Game yet? I binged it a few weeks ago. The show follows a deeply indebted South Korean man who enters a competition with 450 other people in precarious financial situations for a chance to win a $38 million cash prize. The show has been praised for accurately reflecting the desperation felt by many South Koreans struggling financially amid the country's household debt crisis. Gross domestic product, or GDP, measures economic output by totaling the value of all goods and services produced in a country. According to a September 2021 report from the Bank of Korea, total household debt in South Korea is now 105% of the country's GDP. That means the country's private debt is larger than its economy. For comparison, the U.S. Federal Reserve says household debt in the U.S. is currently 78% of the country's GDP, although it did get as high as 99.8% at the peak of the Great Recession. This viral Twitter thread pointed to statistics claiming debt is the leading cause of suicide in South Korea. So let's verify. Are economic problems such as debt the leading cause of suicide in South Korea? Our sources are Statistics Korea, the Bank of Korea, the U.S. Federal Reserve, and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, a group of 38 nations representing most of the world's largest economies. According to OECD data, South Korea has the highest suicide rate of countries within the organization, at 24.6 suicides per 100,000 people. South Korean government data from 2019 shows suicide was the 5th highest cause of death in the country. The data also revealed economic hardships like household debt as the #1 reason people in South Korea contemplate suicide. So we can verify, yes, economic problems such as debt are the leading cause of suicide in South Korea. With your Verify, I'm Adiante Till.
That Gene Kelly, huh, Rob? Welcome back to DBL. Sexpert Jada has been helping couples reclaim their sexual ecstasy for years. And earlier, we caught up with Jada to ask her about your relationship questions. Take a look.
Okay, so Jaya, little known fact, we all took your online quiz, but for our viewers, how do the different types of erotic blueprints impact relationships?
The erotic blueprints give you a language to help you communicate more about sex, and we definitely don't communicate enough about sex in our relationships. They also help us to know ourselves. Who are we as erotic beings? So if one of you has a blueprint, let's say you're more sensual and you love being close, and your partner's an energetic and you love space, what I see most in my practice is a discrepancy between different blueprints. And when we know that, we know it's not that we're not sexually compatible. It's just that we need to learn our lover's language and the skills to please them.
That's like a love language.
Yeah, she literally
said
just
love
said
language.
Very similar.
I was just adding to that.
Well, you didn't need to because she said
Okay,
it. So then that's
I was emphasizing. Thanks, Jaya.
all right. We have some viewer questions.
Welcome to the show, Jaya.
Yeah. Okay. So this person says,
I'm curious what all your blueprints are. Do any of you want to share?
I'll say mine.
Go for it.
I'm very sensual.
Yeah, I'm sensual as well. But actually,
I think I'm not as sensual as you are. I feel like you like want to run a bath. I'm busy.
Well, I found myself energetic and sensual because sometimes I do like space.
How is that possible?
Because you can have both.
You can have a little bit of both, right, Jaya?
How do you have space with an intimate?
Yes, you can. And yeah, when people take the quiz, it'll show you exactly what your percentages are. So we see a lot of people have like, one's the primary, but then you have secondary. So it gives you a whole map of your erotic profile.
Yeah.
All right.
You were told wrong. Go ahead, Al.
You're just mad about the issue.
I am.
Okay. We have a viewer, Daniel, who says, I love my girlfriend and I'm very much attracted to her, but every day I get home from work and I'm just too tired to perform in bed. How can we work together to have a healthy sex life?
Ooh, that speaks to me.
Wow.
Hey.
Yeah, so the first thing that comes to mind is who made up the rule that we have to wait till the end of the day to have sex?
Yes.
So many of us are exhausted at the end of the day. We've been working, we have kids, we got to get to bed. And then we wait for this magical thing to happen when we're already so exhausted. So my advice is do it in the morning before you go to work. Get up a little bit earlier, or maybe have a lunch tryst, but find times when you aren't exhausted.
A lunch tryst?
I love it.
Okay, I'll be out for lunch. All right, Lena says, this year I left my husband and ended our 20-year marriage. I just started a new relationship, mazel tov. It's been great, but intimacy isn't coming naturally to us yet. So, Jaya, what can I do to make our relationship more comfortable?
One thing I do is sit down and have a conversation about what it is that turns you on and feels intimate. So just sit across from each other, make a little bit of contact and connection, really set aside that private time, and simply prompt each other with something like, tell me what turns you on. Tell me what would be intimate for you. And keep going back and forth like this. It isn't a conversation, it's a communication. And that piece of when we start to communicate, then we can start to unravel what it is that feels like is that discrepancy in our relationships and come closer and more intimate just by having that connection.
I love the conversation that I would really suggest that you do this and your partner does it as well, because it really opens up a different line of communication when it's like, okay, this is what what we are. Now, what do we do about it type thing. So, Jaya, I appreciated that quiz. Y'all take that quiz.
Yes, you
Now,
do.
as a sexpert on sex, love, and goop, what are your thoughts on Gwyneth Paltrow's keys to a good night's sleep? Naked cuddles and the big O. What's going on here?
I love that. Well, when we cuddle, we get oxytocin. We start to downregulate our nervous system. And the more that we actually have big bony surfaces touching each other, so even like a hand on your back or the back of your head in some kind of spoon position, we're actually getting the nervous system to calm down. We're creating secure attachment in our relationships. And some people use orgasm to help them go to sleep at night. So if you're a sexual blueprint, for example, you have sex in order to relax. Whereas this more sensual blueprint, the cuddling and the connection of our bodies together is more relaxing. We like to relax before we go into sex.
I think I'm sensual too. I think.
No, I'm the first one. I'm busy. Like, yeah.
He's the first one.
Under 20 minutes, but yeah, it's going to be great for everybody.
Lunch tryst.
Lunch trip. There you go.
Jaya, we appreciate you. We hope you come back because
No, she has to come back.
We clearly
Thank you so
want to
much.
talk to you more about all of this. And for our viewers, if you're looking for answers to your love and intimacy questions, watch Sex, Love, and Goop on Netflix, out now. And to discover your erotic blueprint, we strongly suggest that you log on to MissJaya.com to take the quiz. Thank you so much, Jaya.
Thank you.
Bye, Jaya.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Are you on Medicaid or Medicare?
That sound means it's time to verify. It's the home stretch to Halloween, and all the overpriced candy is flying off shelves. You and your little goblins aren't the only ones excitedly licking your lips. Your four-legged ghouls are eyeing the sweets, too. Any pet parent knows it's common sense. Chocolate is not a dog's best friend. But have you heard this claim? The darker the chocolate, the more dangerous it is to our canines? To verify, we consulted the Pet Poison Helpline, the American Kennel Club, and Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, Kelly Gebhardt with Happy Trails Veterinary Emergency Clinic. They explain chocolate contains theobromine and caffeine, which can speed up the animal's heart rate and stimulate the nervous system. Knowing how much and what kind of chocolate your pup ate is key.
The important things to remember include that the darker the chocolate, the less your pet needs to ingest to reach that potentially toxic dose. So Baker's chocolate is more toxic than dark chocolate, which is more toxic than milk chocolate. For instance, a 50-pound dog would only need to eat 1 ounce of Baker's chocolate to reach a potentially toxic dose, but would need to eat 8 ounces or half a pound of milk chocolate to reach those same toxic symptoms.
Those symptoms are vomiting, diarrhea, hyperexcitability, elevated heart rate, seizures, and increased thirst. The American Kennel Club says normally chocolate poisoning symptoms appear within 6 to 12 hours, and taking action quickly can save your pet's life.
Chocolate toxicity is one of the most common problems we see present to the emergency clinic around Halloween and the upcoming holidays. The good news is, it is a very treatable toxicity with an excellent prognosis with appropriate time and supportive care.
So in conclusion, yes, it's true. The darker and less sweet the chocolate, the more toxic it is to dogs. Cocoa powder and Baker's chocolate are the most toxic. Milk chocolate is the least, but the amount ingested plus your dog's weight makes a difference. So what about cats? Yes, chocolate is harmful to them too, but the Pet Poison Helpline says dogs make up 95% of its chocolate calls because cats usually turn up their noses and won't eat it. With your Verify, I'm Megan Malaris.
Don't miss a day of DBL. I am here to receive that gift. Bold debates. Come on now. Enough.
Get real.
It blows my mind. Hot celebs.
Happy 5th anniversary.
Love a suit, by the way. Thank you.
Seriously, Al, give her a break. That just sounded weird, actually.
And all the laughs. Yes, Erica feeling it. Okay, I'm done with you. I'm done. DBL is always all new every day.
Welcome back to DBL. If you're anything like me, you're probably starting your holiday shopping right now and putting up your Christmas tree right after Halloween.
Yes, sir.
If so, you're not going to want to miss the awesome products that Steph showed Tori earlier, all discounted for you from our friends at Morning Save. Check it out.
All right, what do you have for us today, Steph?
First up, we've got Cloth & Gable Down Alternative Comforter. So you will get one comforter and it's available in king, queen or full, and the best bit, Tori, is 100% hypoallergenic.
Ooh, I like that.
So it's ideal for anyone that's got sensitive skin and allergies. So normally these are around $120, but now it's only $29 for the twin, $39 for the king or queen, which means you'll be saving 76%.
Oh my gosh.
We've got the Savvy C blue diamond pendant or earring set. We love bringing you great, unique products. So we asked our friends at Savvy C to design these just for you, our Morning Save customers.
Look at that.
This is the perfect holiday gift.
Yes.
Normally it's $399. Now it's only $39.
Oh my.
So that saves you guys 90%. So this next item is going to make you feel like a professional makeup artist.
Oh, wow.
Yep. We've got Cargo Cosmetics eye and contour palettes with 4-piece mini liquid lip kit. So normally it's as much as $83, but now it's $19, which saves our viewers 77%. And last, but certainly not least, Tori, we've got this. It's the True and Tidy STM 700 Steam Mop and Steam Cleaner. The heating system produces strong steam to clean and sanitize the surfaces in your home. Now, normally this is as much as $150.
Yeah.
But we've got it, Tori, for $59. Which saves our viewers 61%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals, guys, at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Ooh, great deals. Real quickly, we want to tease Halloween again tomorrow. You want to give any hints of who you are, who you might be?
No, but we'll all be someone that you would have seen a lot over the last year.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Are you?
I'm interested to see how my costume's going to work.
Yeah, I am too.
I am too. I am too. I'm excited about it. Tune in tomorrow. Don't miss it. DBL's new every day. Again, we'll see you tomorrow all dressed up.
Yeah.
Guys.